Welcome back to the Football by Nico show. Today we have 49ers rookie cornerback Sam Womack. Sam, how you doing?
How you doing? I'm good.
So today we're just going to talk about, your football career leading up to getting drafted. And let's start off at the beginning. Tell me about when you started playing football.
Uh, I started playing football. My first team I was on, I had played flag when I was like real little. Then I didn't play after that. I always played basketball my whole life, and then my first tackle like youth league football I played was in the 8th grade for this team called the Southfield Falcons. We was good and we won in Michigan, and then we was AYF at the time. Then we went to Florida, came in like second place in Florida. So that's when I started. That's when that journey really started, leading into high school.
Yeah, and then leading into high school, what made you go and choose, corner or wide receiver? I know you were playing both sides of the ball.
Uh, it was my coach. He's telling me, he's like, yeah, you need to work on your back pedal. Like he said, you get DB. And then so really I played, like I said, I played, like you said, I played both sides. But I mean, I was always had that natural ability at DB, and then just had the natural instinct for the ball. And I think it was better just plays that's coming, and then just my knack for the ball.
Yeah, and then, you went to East English Village Prep. You were high school rivals with Ambry Thomas, who went to Martin Luther King Junior High School.
Yeah.
And talk to me about that relationship. What's that like?
I mean, me and Amber, we real cool. We cool. It started off just me and him just going against each other, and then just having that mutual respect for each other, and then after we played against each other, we just start hitting each other up, becoming cool. I show him love and he showed me love and everything. Worked out before, and it was just crazy that how it just played out to where I'm on the same team as him, because he always did, you know, like I said, slide up on my post on like Instagram or Twitter or something. I do the same thing, and and I was watching him last year and how he had that big pick against the Rams last year, and me congratulating him and everything, and then next thing you know, I'm on the same team as him. It's just crazy.
Yeah, and then moving into college now, how do you feel, your coaches and the program at Toledo prepared you for, going into the draft?
I feel like that program really prepared me a lot in terms of having my character, building my character, just bringing in speakers and stuff that's teaching us about life, teaching us about money, life situations and stuff like that, and then also just the coaching that we have, like the scheme, the way we break down film there, and the stuff that we do individually and drills, and just the working hard and having a plan and having a routine every day to be successful. I feel like that was well executed at Toledo, and that was what they installed in us. So that's why I carry myself the way I do every day.
Yeah. And then, any significance of your numbers? I know you were 0 in college, but now you're 26.
Yeah. I mean, zero was really because I was just when the NCAA had released that players can wear zero, I was just like, that was just a sweet number. I just want to wear it, and I was just like the first player in Toledo history to wear it. Um, but 26, that was really just a given. I didn't really get to choose it, but that's a cool number that I feel like I can swag out and I can wear with pride.
Yeah, and then, just watching some of your tape, I noticed you're a very physical guy.
Man,
Just getting the hands on some of those wide receivers at the line. What are some of the adjustments you're going to have to make since, you only have that first 5 yards in the NFL?
I mean, really how I played. I mean, I was never a DB that just hold you, or did a lot of stuff in the after you get past the line of scrimmage. Anyway, I was more hands on just at the line of scrimmage anyway. And so how I played my game was really already how the league rules is, that's just how I play, that's how I train. I always trained like I was getting ready for the league and not like I was just preparing to go against an opponent in college. I was preparing myself for this moment. So, I don't really think it's gonna be a difference in my game. I just know if I do gotta get more sticky hands on, that it has to be within five, but that's nothing that I never really always train myself on anyway.
Yeah, and also one of your former teammates, Tyson Anderson, now in the Cincinnati Bengals. You guys
Mhm.
were picked, about 10 picks apart from each other. How does that feel, to be going into the league with one of your former teammates?
I know I feel great. Tyson, that was my roommate in college. I mean, he grew. That was one of my first. Well, not one of them. That was my first friend teammate that I really kicked it off with and met on campus when I first got there freshman year, and he just been my roommate for the last few years, and we grew to be brothers. So it's just crazy that I get to share this moment with him. I wouldn't want to share it with nobody else.
Yeah, did you guys, communicate through the process, just like, oh, did you meet with this team, stuff like that?
I mean, we most definitely did. Not every team that we met with, but some teams and some teams, we had similar interests from them. So, I mean, it was some teams that we knew that we communicated, but not every team. And I mean, like I'll be at home and I just hear him in the Zoom call, or he'd be at home, he hear me in the Zoom call. So we just that we in a team in a meeting with a team, but that was just most we ever did.
Yeah. And then you faced Dwayne Eskridge in college. He's now on the Seahawks. Are you
Yeah.
looking forward to that matchup at all?
I know that'd be a good matchup. That'd be a good matchup for sure because he was on our side. He was on our side of the division in college. Western on the same side as Toledo. So, just being in the same division, that'd be good. A good matchup that I'm familiar with. That I'll be looking to, take advantage of and do good against. And just bring back old days. Nothing different.
Yeah, and then most people were saying, oh, he's going to start at the nickel position. I've seen you play, I've been watching your tape at many other positions. There's specific, defensive back position that you're most comfortable with playing?
It don't matter where you line me up on the field. And I'm gonna do what I do. I'm gonna do my thing. I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable wherever the team, feel like I fit the most. I feel I have great abilities to play outside, great abilities to play inside. So, that's what's exciting about my game. Also, that I'm versatile. You can move me around, and and not get a drop off. From it's not like I'm better at corner than nickel. You won't get a drop off nowhere. You go get the same me.
Yeah, and then do you feel like, your prior experience as a wide receiver kind of helps you maybe with the hands or maybe just with reading wide receiver routes?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like even to this day, sometimes I just watch like raw receiver tape or raw receiver, like, just like I watch stuff like what Stephon Diggs do or, what do the top receivers in the league do and how do they think? Because I want to know how do they think so I can see like, okay, they thinking like this, so maybe I should play like this or I should, play a certain way if he lined up this way. So I pay attention a lot to what the receivers do and how they think just so it can make my game better and how I can think better as a DB. Because playing against a receiver, it's like a chess game. It's like a chess match. And you gotta be smarter. You gotta react faster. You gotta already know as a DB for you to make plays. You gotta already know what or kind of have a feel for what the receiver is gonna do.
Yeah, and as a DB, you kind of have to have that forgetful mindset. You lose a rep, you just got to get right back in there. Was that something you had to develop, or did you already kind of have that going into the position?
I always had that mindset. I always had that confidence in myself. If I gave a ball or whatever, I didn't really care because it's a whole game. I always knew that it'd be a whole game, and regardless if you get me early, I know for a fact that you're not gonna get me later in the game. I'm very good on adjusting and I adjust quick. And then once I see something, if I didn't see it before, I know how to adjust to that quick and just make changes.
And then, what tape in college do you feel like people should watch to see what kind of player you are?
Uh, I mean, I probably say you could watch. I mean, you can watch the whole season, but I mean, you probably can watch Central Michigan game last season. I feel like I had great coverage. I showed some tackling ability, and I feel like you can get a all around feel for me in that game.
Okay, and then moving into the NFLPA Bowl, I know that was a crazy week for you guys. Just tell me about, the practice and the overall experience that you had at that event.
Well, yeah, with the practice, I didn't get to practice because on the first rep of one-on-ones, on the first day of practice, I pulled my hammy while I was breaking and I was covering, and I pulled my hammy. So I didn't get to practice, but I was always around the practice. I did not go to the practices for the rest of the days. And I just tried to be like a leader, show my leadership, and just showcase my leadership in front of scouts. So, I mean, it was a good feeling. The practices was live. It was a lot of competition. A lot of dudes just getting to know each other, just getting the feel. And like one of my roommate actually like Q Knight. He was my roommate at the bowl game. He actually played for the 49ers. So, it's just crazy how the world goes and just stuff like that. Like you got connections all over the league because dudes be on different teams, and you play a team this year or a few teams this year, and you be like, oh yeah, I met that cat from the PA Bowl, or I met him at training or something. So, that was cool in itself. And then, the PA Bowl itself, it was a good bowl game. They treat us good. We was in a good hotel. They had legends, future Hall of Famers there that was just giving us knowledge of the game, and just giving us knowledge on how to play stuff, and just we was just learning new stuff from them. Also, just the bowl game in itself, the interviews, the amount of scouts that they had, the food, how they took care of us and gave us, gear and everything. It was a good bowl game for sure, top tier.
Yeah, now what would you feel is the best advice, you received from some of those legendary coaches that were there?
Uh, I feel like the best advice was financially. They was giving us good financial advices to where you go in, and this is just about life. You go in thinking you know you got this money on the paper that they say you gonna make, but you ain't really touching all of it. And they was just giving us financial advice on how to take care of our money, and how to, when you come in, how to save, and what to expect coming in when it comes to money, because a lot of players be great players, and they go broke, and then now they trying to stay on the roster when they should have probably retired, or they're trying to stay on the roster just to keep making money, and you don't want to be in that position. Or when you're done with football, you don't want to have to go to a regular job. You want to have investments and stuff too. You don't want to just go to a regular 9 to 5 or office job no more after playing football, living this NFL lifestyle. So, I feel like that really hit home with me more than just football knowledge, because I feel you was gonna get football knowledge regardless, like, cause that's where we came for. But just giving that knowledge about off the field stuff like that, that's what really set in stone with me.
Yeah, and then I know people were saying like they got to meet Adrian Peterson. You got to talk about off the field stuff as well. What was your favorite moment just overall from the experience?
Uh, I feel like my favorite overall moment was not only because my team won in that bowl game. That was the first bowl game I ever won. I never won a bowl game in college. We always made it, and I always lost our bowl game. So that was an exciting moment for me. And then, uh, now we met the McCourtney brothers. As a DB, I followed them, and they was they great DBs in the league. Just getting knowledge from them, and just seeing how they think at DB, and just can tell that they played for so long, and that they're an elite NFL player, and just they just drop new jewels to me.
Yeah, and then I would just talk about some pre-draft stuff. What were some of the ways you were prepping for the draft, working out, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so I trained in Florida, XPE in Fort Lauderdale, for Combine Pro Day training, and I trained there for 3 months from January to March. In that experience there, I met some great dudes. A lot of dudes that was there. We got drafted all all over, first to seventh round. All of us got drafted all over. So I met some great dudes there. I met some great connections there. Great, I'll go back there and train again on the off season and just go stay there and train. Like that's how much I really enjoyed it out there. And then after that, after the pro day, I just stayed at Toledo, and me and Tyson, just trained with our strength and conditioning coach there, and just did field work on our own, and just kept each other up, working out multiple times a day, like we were still, training at XPE and stuff like that, and just doing our normal routine that we do every year. Even we used to do stuff like this last year before, just leading up into in the NCAA season for football. So we just did that for that month of April into the draft, and then once after the draft, I kept training, and then all the way up until me leaving to come out here to San Fran.
Yeah. And then what kind of things are you still trying to work on? What are you working on to improve in your game right now still?
I'm working on my eyes. Sometimes my eyes get antsy. I'm just working on just the better transitioning and closing to the man and keeping my eyes on my man and not more so trying to stare at the quarterback a little long. Uh, I've been working on that lately, and then just working on the patience, staying patient in my pedal, patient and square when I in my back pedal instead of opening up a little faster than expected. That's just stuff that um, that I feel like I could have worked on after the season last year that I've just been trying to keep going on and leading up into this NFL season.
Yeah. And then what kind of questions did you get asked in, the interviews?
Oh, I mean, I got all types of questions. Just questions about my family, like what kind of where did I come from, like what kind of background, family background did I come from, to stuff like do I like injury stuff, like have I ever had an injury that set me out, or of course football stuff. We watch my film, and they'd be like, what do you feel like you could have did better here, or what did y'all play here in this coverage? And they wanted me to break down the coverages for them and stuff like that. And it's just to show that I have football intelligence. So it was just all around from family to football to how I carry myself every day. I think it was just for them to just get a feel for me, just to see what kind of character guy that they bringing in.
And then what was one of the more interesting questions you had? I know some people are saying, like, would you rather be a cat or a dog? What was one of the more weird ones?
I mean, I don't necessarily feel like it's weird because I don't really necessarily feel like I had weird questions. I feel like maybe just asking them. I mean, I don't know. I really never had a weird question. I feel like they was good questions that an organization, a billion dollar organization should. If they bringing in a player like me, or just a player overall, that they possibly want to draft. I don't feel like nothing was really weird.
And did the 49ers show any interest in you pre-draft?
Yeah, they did. Actually, I hopped on a Zoom call with Corey Unlin, the DB coach. Uh, and I mean, scouts called me all the time. Text me, or just see how I'm doing, or like I said, we went on Zoom call, go over film and stuff like that, and just ask me little interview questions, just trying to get to know me more. That was one of the teams that was high on me pre-draft.
Yeah. And then what was going through your head when you finally got the call?
When I got the call, because like you said, I had seen Tyson go first, so I had called Tyson, and just congratulating him as soon as he got picked. And it was just crazy. I'm like you went. I'm like you just went. You just got it. You just got picked. So I know I got to be coming soon. And next thing you know, like a few picks later, I got that call. And when the 49ers called me, I knew it was going to be the 49ers. I knew it was the 49ers because I knew the number. Like I said, I was on Zoom calls with them and stuff previously before leading up into the draft. So I knew the area code that was calling me. And I knew it was from the 49ers. And I was just like, what? Like the Niners calling me right now. I'm like, this that car, and I'm like, this that car. You know, like, and I told my family like, shh, just be quiet. Like this that car. You know, they was just quiet, and I talked to Lynch, talked to Shanahan, and stuff like that. And you know, it was just a lot of emotions that rose because just you know, just my story just coming from like a walk on to, getting drafted. It just felt like I knew this time was coming, but it just felt so surreal. Like it really happened. God really blessed me with this moment.
Yeah, and then, walk me through what it's like, settling in a new city. Did you have to buy or rent, a new place to live? Like, what's that like as a rookie?
I'm currently still looking for a place. Right now I'm living in a hotel. I'm currently still looking for a place. I mean, it's especially moving out here because it's one of the most expensive places in the world. It's just like, especially coming from Ohio and just being from Detroit, the rent way cheaper than this. You know, the cost of living cheaper. So, it's just getting used to that and seeing the difference in gas prices and stuff is crazy. But I mean, I'm not really having a struggle with the places I'm finding. It's just uh, what I feel like it's just me. I already narrowed it down to where I might want to live out here and stuff like that. It's just about me just making that decision and when do I want to move in and stuff like that. That's just normal people stuff that that's just thoughts that go in their head. Um, and I feel like, I mean, like, it's not really hard for me to get around out here. Obviously, Ubers and Lyfts, but I got teammates, that'll let me possibly use their car or they give me a ride somewhere to where I can get around or, so they treat you like home here already. They welcome you here with open arms. So it's not really hard as a rookie in this organization to, feel like it's like home and feel like a brother and feel like it's a family here. It's a great culture here.
Yeah, that's great. And then as for like the city, have you been, touring around, seeing like where, the good spots are to eat, that kind of stuff?
I'm still touring. I'm still touring around. I haven't been inside of San Francisco yet. I might go next weekend, but I've been around San Jose, Santa Clara, around the area around here where the stadium at. I mean, it's a nice area, especially looking for apartment and stuff like that. So I just be seeing what it look like around. It's a nice area. The people seem cool out here. Um, and then in terms of like food, I mean, I had In-N-Out Burger. That was probably really the most West Coast food that I feel like I didn't had a West Coast restaurant. I feel like I had everything else has been, you know, eating at the facility or that's mostly where I eat every day at the facility. But then on the weekends, I got just basic restaurants that's, everywhere in the world. So I haven't really got to taste nowhere that's just straight Bay Area food.
Yeah, was that your first time trying in and out?
No, that was my first time. I had In-N-Out plenty of times before, but I haven't had it in a long time because I haven't really been on the West Coast in about a year. Other than the NFLPA game, but they was feeding us there, so I didn't eat In-N-Out burger.
And then have you been in contact with your new teammates a lot?
You talking about my Toledo teammates or San Francisco?
The your new teammates, the Niners.
Oh yeah, no, because we in OTAs now, so the vets is around. They in the locker room, and I talk to them every day, and ask them questions about the area and about everything, just to get accustomed to the organization. Just how to just see how to move and how to live out here. And I ask a lot of questions. I'm very observant, so I'm really cool with the vets, and we kicking it off good. Like I said, they make you feel welcome here. It's a good culture here, so
Yeah, and then what are you planning? I know we've been talking about financial literacy and that kind of stuff.
yeah.
What are you planning to do with your first rookie contract?
Uh, I know what I really want to do, but I might just take this rookie year and just see how the taxes and everything go with that, and just just save up and then after my rookie year, that's when I'm gonna think about investing. But I'm gonna just save up and build and just see how the money flow here and stuff like that. And then, I think about doing something after that. After I know how it is, and after I make the 53, and take care of my business on the field.
Of course. And then if you weren't a football player, what would be your dream job?
Um, I feel like I would want to own a sneaker store. I'm a big sneakerhead, so I'm into the buying and selling and trading and all of that. I'm very much into that. I feel like that'd be what I do, and also I like to cook, so I might have would have went to culinary art school.
Yeah. What's your favorite pair of sneakers?
Uh, it changed every year. Right now, I'm really big into the Travis Scott collection. Ones, fours, the Air Maxes. I'm just big into his collection in general right now.
And then that's all the questions I got for you. Now I have questions from 49er fans.
Most
We're
definitely.
going to start off with the classic. Who is your all-time favorite 49er?
All time favorite 49er. Uh, See, I'm not really, I wasn't really big on the 49ers other than, Jerry Rice. Everybody know him. I mean, that might be my all time just because everybody know Jerry Rice and he was just a great receiver. Uh, he was a great receiver. He did great things. And nobody can replace what Jerry Rice did in this league. Hall of Famer. He's just a great player.
And then which NFL team was your favorite growing up? I know you're from Detroit, but was it the Lions?
Nah, it was the Lions. My fault. It was the Lions. I was actually a Steelers fan. I was actually a Steelers fan growing up.
Okay. And then which quarterback is the one you most want to pick off?
Uh, I feel like I done heard so many stories about Aaron Rodgers. I feel like that's who I would want to pick off. I heard Aaron Rodgers. He's obviously we done seen what Aaron Rodgers do as a fan and just watching football, but I done heard stories about dudes that went against him, and a lot of people say he's the craziest quarterback. Like how he play on, how they got his stuff on his X Factor and stuff on Madden. They said that's like real. Like he really throws. Uh, I want to be able to pick him off and see and just see what it's about and see how great his passes is.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers picks don't happen very often, so that's a little bit more of a rare one too.
Yeah.
And then which wide receiver matchup are you looking most forward to? Let's do in division. We'll do one just entire NFL.
Uh, in the division, I feel like that's easy. I feel like Cooper Cup. Um, I mean, coming off the season he just had, I mean, who wouldn't want to go against, arguably the best right now? Uh, arguably the best in the division. I mean, other than Debo, if I get that chance in practice, I say Cooper Cup in the game. Um, like I say, he just had a history, history making season, and obviously he's got to be up there listed as the best in our division. Out of division, we played the Raiders this year, so I said Devontae Adams. I heard he's crazy. I'll watch him. Obviously, he played with Aaron Rodgers, so I watched the Packers too. So I know he a great receiver, and I heard stories people saying how he crazy at the line and crazy in his routes. So I just want to see what that's talking about too.
Yeah, and then speaking of NFL players, what's an NFL player you like to model your game after, watching film or that kind of thing?
I don't really model my game after anybody. I watch a lot of Jalen Ramsey, yes, just because I mean he's the best corner in the league right now. Obviously, top tier, but I watch a lot of him and I watch a lot of interviews and stuff. Just to see how he thinking and see what he see on film and how he think and how he go about his stuff when he's guarding. But I like to just watch the DBs overall. the top DBs in the league overall, and just see what different stuff do they do in that game to where I can add in all together in one in my game. And 'cause some DBs be better off some DBs be better at press, some DBs just a great zone, DB, some DBs just they great at man. So I like to just take bits and pieces here and there from top DBs in the league, and just try to put it all in one in my game.
And then, would you rather wrestle one 15-foot George Kittle or 15 1-foot George Kittles?
I'd rather wrestle 15 1-foot George Kittles. I feel like I can just step on them.
And then, specifically, how has Travius Ward and Jason Verrett helped you out since arriving in San Francisco?
They've been helping me a lot. I feel like Jason Verrett, he been here for a few years now. I don't really I talk to him one on one before, but I don't really talk to him one on one every single day. I just sit back, like I'm a big observer, so I just sit back and just like to listen to people talk and just listen to how people think and where their mindset at. And he has a lot of knowledge of the game. He been in the system for about 4 or 5 years, so he know the system well. He know the defense well, and I just listen to him talk, sit back and listen to him talk, and just see how he think and see how he played how he played his situations and depending on the call in the defense and stuff like that. And then with Tre'Davious Ward, I really I talk to him about every day, whether we just joking around or we really talking about football. And he's a big coming from KC. They played a lot of press, so he's a big press corner. I just like to see what technique he use, and how he very handsy on the line, and just try to see what he do in his game to that I could probably add to my game. And I talk to him every day, and he be around every day, and he learning the system just how I'm learning the system, because he knew also. So I feel like in terms of like my technique and stuff, that's who I really like talk to a lot, other than Emmanuel Mosley too.
And then, what's the biggest adjustment you've had to make being in the Bay Area now?
Uh, I feel like the time is my biggest adjustment right now. I'm still not adjusted to it. I wake up early, like 5 in the morning, because that's like 8 a.m. on the east, and then I go to sleep early. I go to sleep at like 9:30 p.m. So this just be going down, and I'm still not used to that, but eventually I get used to it.
Yeah, and then have you been, adapted to the weather change?
Right now, because it wasn't when I was leaving from home, the weather wasn't really a big difference, because it's actually warming up at home around this time of the year. That's when it be warm. So, I when it gets to the winter time, I have to see what's the big difference in the winter. But right now, I mean, summer is summer here, and it's the same. The weather is the same right now from home as it is here.
What foods have you tried so far? I know you already said In-N-Out. Have you tried any, bread bowls, that kind of stuff?
Nah, and other than In-N-Out, I haven't tried nothing else. Like I said, I eat at the facility. They feed us all the time, so I haven't really went out and ate, Bay Area, restaurants or Bay Area food.
And then what's your thought on the fact that Trey Lance likes to put ranch on everything?
Ranch not really my favorite condiment. I'm more of a barbecue sauce guy, so I don't feel like ranch can go over everything. I'm not really big on that. Maybe like hot sauce or something, but ranch, nah.
And then finishing off the fan questions here, we have, do you have a favorite athlete outside of football? Who is it, and how do they inspire you?
Um, Kobe Bryant, that was my favorite, NBA player, athlete, wherever. I just like his mentality, how he attacked the game, how his thought process, how he got that dog mentality, that mama mentality, how he just want to, you know, dominate his matchup, kill his matchup every time. No days off. Just work hard. Gotta go get it. Gotta go grind. I just like his whole how he carry himself as a person, as an athlete, as a professional. And then obviously he's a winner. He's obsessed with winning, and that's just how I am. I'm obsessed with winning. I done won on every level that I played on, even in basketball too. And I don't won on every level, so I'm obsessed with winning, and I want to be able to win that Super Bowl and be able to hoist that trophy and win on this level. So, yeah, whatever I got to do for the team, that's what that's my role. That's what my role is, and I'm ready to attack it. I'm ready to attack every day, like with that mama mentality. And he inspired me just because of that, and then how he carry himself outside of outside of basketball, how he did with his family and stuff like that. I'm a big family person, so I'm big on that, and I'm big on giving back. I like to give back knowledge, and give back to wherever I can, go work with kids and stuff like that. And I know he had like a lot of charities and stuff like that, so I'm hoping to start doing that because I like giving back.
That's great. And then that is just going to do us for today. I appreciate you coming on. Thank
Definitely.
you so much for your time.
Okay, I appreciate you.
To be updated every time a new episode of the podcast drops, you can follow me at Football by Nico on Twitter. Thanks so much for listening.